the snare and the bass, square in the face. This fucking world better prepare to get laced, because they're gonna taste my...
Fine. I'll do it myself.
I got that adrenaline. Get 'em, not going.
Okay, so as usual, I don't know how yet, but I'm going to somehow take these men's Adidas track pants and turn them into a dress for Fashion Week. So let's do it. Alright, so while I love the material of these pants, they are from the Goodwill bin, so the first thing I'm going to do is cut off the unusable material at the bottom of them. Next, I'm taking a top that I like the shape of and putting it on the thigh of the leg, and then I'm going to cut out about an inch around from the top all the way to here, down to here, up here. Okay, it's pinned really horribly right now, but you can see that's the two front panels. So now I'm going to cut out two of this shape, and I'm going to leave like an extra inch and a half, because this fabric is less stretchy than this. So now I have two pieces in this shape that are going to connect on the side, and that will be the entire top. I'm going to go to my sewing machine now and attach these two right sides together, and then do the same thing with this and my side pieces, right sides together, and then try it on. Alright, so this is what it looks like right now, and there's a ton of extra fabric in the back, which is good. I like to have way too much, not way too little. This is what it looks like on the inside. You can see I sewed there, there, and there with a straight stitch. Also, thanks Eversewn for this. Alright, so now I'm going to fold the shorts over and cut the same length that I have it from where I cut the tops out of this. And then I think I'm going to turn this part into the bottom of the dress. Now I'm just going to seam rip the inseam of the shorts so that it's more like a skirt. I'm seam ripping instead of cutting because anytime I do a thrift flip, I just try to preserve as much fabric as possible. Now I'm flipping them inside out, and I'm going to go take this inseam and I'm going to go straight down instead of letting it curve, because it was curved for shorts, but I just want it to be a dress, so I'm just going to do a straight stitch like that, or like that. Alright, so this is what it looks like right now. It's obviously not good, but you can see that it's going to be a skirt. So what I'm going to do is leave this band and attach it right sides together with the top that I've made so that it'll poof out quite a bit. And then it's got these slits because the pants were button up. So I think I'm going to take the extra fabric from this pant leg and make a gusset so that it's like extra poofy. So I'll cut that out now. Alright, this is what the gussets look like cut out. Alright, so now I've just pinned the gussets in right sides together on both sides, and I'm going to go attach them. Alright, the gussets have been added on these sides, and this is what it looks like now. It looks really funky, but it's gonna be good. This is where the top is at right now. It's obviously bad, but I'm going to create some sort of closure for the back. Alright, I'm going to go add this zipper. Alright, so it's got a zipper now. I seam ripped the top of this, and I'm going to go actually hem the top so that the top will be completely finished, and then I'll attach the bottom. Now I'm going to go attach this ribbon that I thrifted as a strap. Alright, so I've added the straps, and now I think I'm going to go add more trim in this shape. Alright, I've added the trim. It's not perfectly even, but whatever. I'm going to sew the right side of this to the right side of this. So now it's all attached, and I'm just hemming it with a few stitches so it's kind of puffy. Alright, so the last thing that I did is add this as a belt, and then I put tulle under the skirt, and this is the final product. It's really poofy, and I really like it. Okay, I'm going to show you how I crop this and add a ruffle to the bottom. So for starters, I'm deciding what length I want it, probably about here, and then I'm going to add about an inch because I always accidentally cut too short, and that'll be my seam allowance, marking it with a pin. Now I just took it off, I folded it in half, and I'm just going to cut along where I put this pin. Alright, now we're just trying it on. It's already looking more like something I would wear. I really like the length. So now we need to make a ruffle, which I actually haven't done before. So I'm hoping it's just going to be so easy. Okay, I googled how to do it, but I got so bored, so I'm just going to wing it. So I'm going to cut like an inch and a half off the bottom of the dress that I cut off. I chose this width completely arbitrarily just because I figured I can always make them smaller if I need to. Okay, and then I cut it so it's just one long big strand. Now I'm just setting it up like this in my machine, and I'm going to do a single stitch, and I'm making it super wide, and I'm pulling my tails out long, and I'm going to do a basting stitch all the way down, and a basting stitch just means you're not going to backstitch. Okay, now I'm at the end, and I'm just going to keep going so that I have really long thread. Okay, this is the part I'm pretty sure I'm going to fuck up because I'm going to pull on this top string and use it to gather all of this, but if I don't break it, it'll be a miracle. Okay, so as you can see, it's making ruffles. I'm pulling on that string, and then I'm just loosening the ruffles all the way down the strand. It's going to take forever, but it's working. Okay, it's a ruffle now, so now I'm just really roughly pinning it along the bottom of the dress to see if I need to make it a little bit less roughly for it to fit or what, but I kind of think that that might be the perfect amount of ruffle. So now, also if it had been too short, I would have just stretched the ruffles out a little bit, but this is what it looks like. So the space that I left at the top is going to be how I attach it. Okay, so now I'm taking the end of the dress, it's inside out, and I'm folding it over at the very end. And I'm going to start at a side seam, so I'm folding it over. And then I'm taking that raw edge of the ruffle and matching it up with this so that I'm going to stitch right where the ruffle starts to show. So I'm going to pin it. Okay, so I've got it all pinned now. This is what it looks like. It's not that ruffly, but it's cute enough. And now I'm going to go attach it. I don't know what stitch I'm going to do. I'll tell you. Okay, I just realized I pinned it in kind of a silly way because I'm really just going to sew it with the right sides together along this line, but I'll just unpin as I go. Alright, so that's what that looks like now. So the last step is going to be to do a zigzag stitch along this so that it doesn't fray, and then trim the excess fabric. Okay, and then once everything is done, this is what it looks like. I think it's way cuter. I'm way more likely to wear it like this, and I think it's going to be really fun to style.
The journey that I had getting this fabric was an epic one. I ordered this fabric for the dusters that I sell on my website, and for some reason it got lost in the mail, y'all. It went everywhere from Ohio to Florida to California, back to Ohio, everywhere but Dallas, Texas, where I am located. As a small business owner, you hate when things like this happen because you have orders waiting. And usually I give myself a grace period of 2 to 3 weeks just in case the mail is slow or I have a lot of orders. And I'm very transparent about that on my website. But y'all, this took like a month and a half. This fabric took like a month and a half to get to me. Somewhere close to 2 months before I even shipped out the orders, but everyone was so nice and so patient and wonderful, and the orders are finally shipped out and everyone should have their dusters.
Okay, so I took this long sleeve shirt and I made it into this short little cropped version of it, but I've got all of this extra fabric, so we're going to turn this into a crop top. Also, right off the bat, how cute does that look over the button up? So this is obviously the back of the original shirt, and I think what I'm going to do is just have it exactly like how I just held it up, so that's going to be the front. So I'm going to start by hemming this bottom. Okay, so actually before I'm even going to hem this bottom, I'm looking at it and I'm realizing that I want to use the buttons as how I close this top. So I've gone in and pinned about 2 inches in on this inside section so that it will fit and these buttons can be the back closure. So I'm going to go down both of these with a zigzag stitch. Okay, so now that I've done that, this is how it fits with the buttons as the closure. So now I'm going to go hem this bottom so that it's even and pretty. Alright, so this is her all hemmed. This is what the back looks like this. And so now I'm going to create some sort of straps so that it stays up a little bit better. And I'm going to make the straps out of the sleeves. Alright, so I'm flipping the sleeves inside out, and then I'm going to sew a straight line up this with a zigzag stitch, and that's going to be my first strap. Alright, now I'm just going to close it at the top with another zigzag stitch. Repeat it on both straps, and now I'm going to flip them inside out. Alright, so now I have pinned the straps inside the back of the back, and I'm going to attach this with a square. So I'm going to go from here to here, up and around, all with a straight stitch. That's what that looks like. Now I'm going to repeat it on the other side. Alright, I designed these to cross in the back, so this is what that looks like with them crossed in the back. So now I'm just finding where I like it, which I think is like right there, and then I'm going to stick a pin and sew across it with a straight stitch. Alright, that's what it looks like pinned, so yeah, now I'm just going to go do the straight stitch. Alright. This is the final product. I do think I might go add like a little cinch right here because it's kind of giving me like sailor vibes, but it's really cute. Also, I think they look really cute together and would look good with like my little cherry earrings and jean shorts, but yeah.
So once you send me your little one's baby clothes, I take all the little pieces and I turn them from this into this, into this.
Girls, they wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. That's all I want. Some fun. When the working day just wanna have fun. That's all we want. Some fun.
Okay, this is just how I crop my t-shirts. I'm just taking a t-shirt that was too long and I'm gonna make it shorter. Also, sorry, my brother's playing music. Anyway, I've literally just folded it up the amount that I wanted it shorter. I'm not using pins because I'm lazy. Looking at my machine, I'm keeping it on the 5/8 guide. And I'm just using a slightly smaller zigzag stitch. This is what the part that I've done looks like so far. And I'm just gonna go around the whole fucking parameter? I don't know, all of the shirt. Now I'm just trimming off all of this excess material. Okay, it was way too long on me originally, so this is what it looks like after. And this is how it looks from the top.
I just wanted you to watch me dissolve.